World's largest Christian campus organization, the Nigeria Fellowship of Evangelical Students, is 50 years old. In 1968, different campus fellowships came together to form the umbrella organization, which now has about 30,000 members spread across nearly 400 higher institutions in Nigeria. Well, it is also a member of the International Fellowship of Evangelical Students. And here in the studio to talk about the fellowship at 50 are a former Lagos Zonal Council Chairman of NIFES, Mike Iegboje, and the Chairman of the Planning Committee for NIFES at 50 in Lagos, Collins Nwosu. Good to have you both on the news at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Esther.
So let me go with you first, Mike. Tell us a bit of what NIFES seeks to achieve or hopes to do for students.
Since 1968, NIFES has been in the vanguard of training students to know Jesus Christ, to work with Jesus Christ while on campus, and to be effective Christian leaders, not only on campus, but outside the campus, in the business world, political world, and in the church. And that is what NIFES has been doing in the past 50 years.
And so with all that it has been doing, would you say it has grown progressively in terms of changing mindsets among young ones, making them better individuals?
Sure. You see, a few years back, when we were not too many, there used to be this issue of cultism on campus. And the Christian students stood their ground and prayed that something has to give way, that cultism cannot control the fellowship, the campuses. And God answered the prayer, and that has happened. And not only that, our students who graduate from our campuses have found a niche in society that has transformed a lot of organizations, including churches. We can tell you that we have a lot of Christian bishops and archbishops who passed through the fellowship. We've also had Christian politicians from NIFES, and of course we have them in various organizations in and outside Nigeria who are playing a key role in business and in different professions. So NIFES has really done much, though not as we will expect, because we have a big country. And we will wish that we have over 1 million students on our campuses from NIFES.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now let me quickly come to you now, Collins. Tell us, what other areas have NIFES, been able to impact on the lives of these students?
Okay, basically NIFES has hopes to achieve this Christ-like nature in students through two basic means. Number one is through evangelism, that is bringing people that do not know Christ to come to the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. And secondly, discipleship, making people become like Jesus Christ. And this is what translates to what we have in our society today. When these people are Christ-like, they eventually become people of substance and of integrity in places where they find themselves in the corporate scenes, in the religious scenes, in the political scenes, and even in the church and spiritual. So apart from the things that we do, we also involve in missions, students' missions. These students actually go on missions into villages across the country and preach to people to come to the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Is it more of a pastoral mission?
No, not just pastoral. You see, there are many places in Africa that were not open to the gospel. And NIFES has produced missionaries to those places to open up those places for the gospel. And then once they establish, then the indigenous can establish their churches so far they are Christians. So NIFES is not just, okay, want to be pastors. No, creating a group of people who are hungry to work for Christ anywhere and at any time.
Now talking about working for Christ, there are so many perceptions to this, in our society these days, where people see that if you're a pastor, you're known to be rich. That's the perception that we have in our society these days. So we want to understand what exactly, are you telling us that it's all about preaching the gospel, or it's all about, okay, helping individuals to become independent, empowered? I'll need to understand.
Yeah, basically what we are trying to instill in the life of people is that Christ-like nature, which translates to where they find themselves. That means we want Christians in the workplace. They don't necessarily have to become pastors and lead churches, but people of integrity no matter where they find themselves. Today we know that our country is fighting corruption. If we have more Christians that have the Christ-like nature in them, we won't have the problem, and that's people like this sit in places of authority. We won't have problem of integrity, corruption, unaccountability. We won't have these problems scattered all across our sectors.
Indeed, but you know, it's always been an issue, not just in our circles, but of course around the globe. But tell us now, what exactly are you putting for your plans for NIFES at 50? What are your plans? Okay,
thank you very much for that question. Tomorrow we'll be having an event to mark this NIFES at 50 for Lagos. Other states are also doing the same. I mean, in Abuja we'll be having it on the 1st of October, but here in Lagos we'll be having it in Oriental tomorrow. What we seek to do is to bring together the people NIFES has raised over the years to this singular event to create more awareness of what the mission of NIFES is in Nigeria. That means creating and making Christ-like students. So tomorrow we'll be gathering these people together. Our uncle here has been there from the beginning. In fact, he was the chairman for the committee for NIFES at 40. I happen to be a member. That was 10 years ago. So we're bringing all these people together and want to appreciate people that have put in a lot of work in this mission, and then of course to make people out there know that NIFES is existing and exactly the work we are doing among students.
And one other thing that we are doing is to celebrate Christ in NIFES. Without Christ, we would not have come this far. A lot of organizations have come and fizzled out.
Right.
But Jesus Christ has our focus, and he has not abandoned us. He has walked with us through the years, through thick and thin. And so we want to celebrate what he has done in NIFES. So that is the joy of celebrating NIFES at 50. Nothing else. That Christ has been faithful, Christ has been good to us, and Christ has been changing students' life throughout the years.
All right, and at that point, I'd like to thank you very much, Mike Iegboje, and of course, Nwosu, for your time with us.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you.
Thank you.